This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1533. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. I like to spend some time regularly talking with you about finding work because, frankly, job hunting doesn't have to be that hard, difficult, painful, or take as long as it does. It's just the skills needed to find a job are different than those needed to do a job. And on today's show, I'm going to speak with those of you who are over 50 and offer you a few reminders. Hope you find this helpful and give it a great review in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you listen to the show. Give it a great review. And I've got a lot more on YouTube. If you go to jobsearchtv.com, go to the playlists on the page, you will find thousands of videos that will help you with different elements of job search. Now, let's get going.
Now, this is a video that's designed for those of you who are over 50 to remind you of something. Now, if you look at this face, you'll figure out that I'm over 50. Matter of fact, I'm over 60 at this point. And I clearly recognize that discrimination exists. And I'm also aware that those who discriminate often don't realize that they're discriminating. So this is true for age. Sometimes it's true for race. Sometimes it's true for national origin. But today I'm going to be dealing with age. Now, the thing I want to remind you of is that if you're turned down for a job, often it doesn't have to deal with age. Often it has to deal with skills. Often it has to deal with interview technique. It doesn't always deal with age. Now, I know it's very tempting that when you see the 19-year-old manager, I'm using a stereotype here just as readily as they might use a stereotype of you as 65. I'm 64 as of this video, by the way. That they might use a stereotype of you as part of their bias. But let's work with a 19-year-old manager interviewing you in your 50s or 60s for a position. And as soon as you see them, your jaw drops. Mentally, you go, oh, I'm not going to get this. And thus you don't deliver the goods. You don't try to impress them. Now, the reality is it's probably not going to be the 19-year-old manager unless, of course, you're interviewing for a greeter job at a gas station. But the more likely scenario is you're meeting a manager in your 30s and 40s, you're in your 50s or 60s. You see them, they look younger at you. You become concerned that they might discriminate, and then you start jumping through all sorts of hoops and don't act naturally and perform like you normally could. If they cover territory in the interview that you don't know, sometimes I've heard candidates talk about how they were biased, when in point of fact, they were actually trying to measure a particular skill that you had and whether you had that skill, and you didn't. And to me, that's a fair reason for being turned down. As it was when you were interviewing people and you listen to them talk about how they could learn what it was that you were looking for, and it didn't wash with you, it's not going to wash with them. You need to learn the things that in your market area firms look for, that hiring managers look for, and deliver the goods in your interview. And again, age discrimination definitely exists. No question about it. And you can't get fixated on the age of the hiring manager and basically resign yourself to being doomed in the interview. You have to win every interview. You have to demonstrate your knowledge and experience. You can't have attitude. Hey, I did this 20 years ago. That kind of attitude that suggests to them that you're going to be a pain in their rear throughout because you're a know-it-all. Again, for them, it's a new situation. For you, you may have done it 5 times before. You just demonstrate that you can handle it with ease and grace. And if you get to the age question about how everyone in their organization is much younger, you can smile and say, at my age, that's pretty common. But what I learned a long time ago is to be supportive of people and their growth and their learning, to share what I know And if they don't want to hear it, that's okay too. People go through their own process. I'm Jeff.
So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here are a few more ways to get more from me. First of all, visit my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. I have more than 6,000 blog posts there that you can watch, listen to, or read that will help you find your next job. If you want the best of my advice, join JobSearchCoachingHQ.com, where I've curated information with a focus on interviewing. If you decide to take the lifetime membership at the site, it's $299 currently, but that's the price of a coaching session or an hour of coaching from me, and I'll be giving that to you if you join with a lifetime membership. Have a few questions? Contact me through the Magnify app for iOS or PrestoExperts.com, where you can call me. Schedule a specific time with me through chat on Magnify or by connecting with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Once we're connected on LinkedIn, you can message me about coaching you, scheduling a time for Magnify or Presto Experts, speak with me about a resume or LinkedIn profile critique, help you with a salary negotiation or my trusted advisor services, and much, much more. Like you, I don't work for free. I do charge for what I do. You can take my classes on Skillshare and become a premium member using the link in the show notes and receive 2 months for free instead of just the one that the site offers. Skillshare offers thousands and thousands of courses, not just simply mine, on a host of different subjects that can help you in many different ways. Lastly, join my group on Facebook called Career Angles. It's free to the first 250 people who join and is focused on helping you do better at work. Information is shared daily, and we're attempting to build a supportive group there. Ask to join. I'm not letting recruiters in at this point. So I'll be back tomorrow with more, and in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Be great!